email with a link to a past webinar I've done. So if you have any questions as to who I am, feel free to watch that, and the webinar will teach you how to attract high-paying clients with video. But we're going to keep this meat and potatoes, if that's cool with you guys. So all I'm going to say about myself is, here's why I'm credible. For the last few years, I've been helping entrepreneurs attract clients and grow their businesses with video. And if you want any more info on my backstory or how I help them attract clients with video, watch that webinar in your email. So here is why we're on this webinar right now. It's because there's this founder misconception out there, and most founders think they can just throw together a founder video last minute. Who here is applying the Y Combinator in a couple weeks? I think it's most of us, but let me just get a show of hands. Yep, me. Okay, cool. So it looks at sent an application through. So Sandeep, so you've already sent it in, and are you going to maybe switch out your video? Is that possible? Or why are you on this webinar? Just to make a better founder video, I guess? Nice. Okay, so Sandeep just said we can edit till the 23rd of September. Awesome. Okay, cool. So my goal is to make it so that you can make an even better video. So it looks like the majority of us are doing YC, or at least trying to get in the Y Combinator. Awesome. Okay, so the misconception is most founders think they can just throw together a founder video last minute, and that's crazy because the founder video really matters. This is where you get to show how you communicate your idea as the face of your company. I've listened to a bunch of Kevin Hale videos. He's one of the YC partners, and I'm sure you guys have watched some of their videos as well. But he puts it really cool. In a lot of Q&A videos, people ask him, what do you look for in a founder or in a founder's video? And he says, honestly, I want the video to show me why somebody's fun, why they're the most interesting person at the dinner party. And a whole bunch of people just leave their founder video to the day before or right before they send their application. Now, we're going to be very strategic about this. So I'm going to teach you guys some strategies on how to make yours banging. So like I said, I'm going to share with you what to do. We're going to go over the guidelines on what makes a good founder video, and then I'm going to show you how to do it well. It's kind of like when you read something in college or you learn something in college. You learn the theory behind it, but then you learn from actually doing it, or you learn from somebody who's actually had success in the real world. So here is what we're going to cover today. Again, it's going to be a short webinar, but it's going to be freaking rocking. So I call this the founder video blueprint. So we're going to be going over knowing what to say. We're going to be talking about lighting your video. We're going to be talking about filming your video. We're going to be talking about your video background. And we're going to be talking about presenting on camera. Does that sound good, guys? Okay, cool. And make sure you stay till the end for Q&A just in case your questions don't get answered, but feel free to throw them in and I'll be looking at the chat the whole time. All right, ready to get started? So guys, I'm going to be looking for some interaction from you guys. Maureen, thank you. Yep, cool. Yeah, the reason I'm asking for it, I know it feels kind of hokey, but you learn stuff so much better when you interact. Like that's why if you go to events, live events, they ask you to hold your hand up and stuff, which is, it's weird, but it helps you learn. So we're going to do something like that. If I ask a question, humor me and just give me an answer. Awesome, thanks. So let's get into this blueprint. Step number 1, knowing what to say so that you can confidently communicate your idea quickly. Here's the deal. Most founders tell me they don't have enough time to explain their idea in 60 seconds. I've gotten over 30 survey responses, and pretty much every single one of them said 60 seconds isn't enough time. It isn't enough time. And the reason they say that is because they don't have a framework to follow. Like, wouldn't you agree that it'd be a lot easier to make a video in 60 seconds if you had a 60-second video framework? Be a lot easier, right? Well, so I'm going to give you that right here. So here is the founder video framework. This is what I suggest you guys use. I spent a couple days just looking at the best past founder videos, and they all follow this structure. Not all of them follow the step 5 call to action, but the rest of them follow this structure. So let me walk you through it really fast, and then I'll tell you why number 1 and number 5 are highlighted, because it's a really important point. So step 1, introduce yourself. This is pretty self-explanatory, but it's basically where you want to say, hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm the founder of BankShow. So try it just saying it to yourself. Hi, my name's blank, and I'm the founder of blank. Not bad, right? Next, explain your idea. So I'll give an example of mine. BankShow Video is a coaching program that teaches entrepreneurs how to attract clients with video in just 30 days, even if they have zero video or marketing experience, and even if all they have to shoot the video on is an iPhone. See? Pretty simple, right? It's just your one-liner that you've already been working on so hard. So I'm pretty confident you guys can nail 1 and 2. Now, 3 and 4 are what really trip people off. Okay, guys, I'm seeing your comments in the chat right now. I'm going to get to that in a second. But why? So let's go to why, the problem. So why are you working on this problem, and why will you grow quickly? You can either just talk about the problem, or you could talk about why it's a problem and why you're going to grow quickly. So for example, for mine, I could talk about, like, here's the deal. Right now we're in a global pandemic, the problem. And with the way things are going, according to sources like Cisco, 80% of internet traffic is going to be video in the next couple of months. So if entrepreneurs want to survive and keep marketing their business and getting clients, closing sales, then they have to get good at video. I kind of butchered that one, but you want to touch on the problem right here. The next part, 4, is why you. And so you could touch on 1 or 2 things here. What the best applications I've seen do is they talk about their credibility or traction. So I'm just going to admit Siri is joining right now. Siri, glad to have you. We are in the middle of this right now, but we are on step 1. So why you like that? Is that Siri?
Hey, yes it is. Thanks a lot.
Hey, so we just started, and what we're doing is we're basically going over 5 tips. We're going over the founder video blueprint, and right now we're on knowing what to say. Sound good?
Fantastic. Thank you very much for doing this.
Awesome, of course. And so feel free, the chat is on private just so we can keep focused on the presentation. But if you ask anything in the group chat, I'm going to make sure I get to all of them. So please feel free to ask any questions you want. All right, guys, so let's get back to this. So number 1, the founder video framework. If you're just joining us, this is what I suggest you use as your framework for that 60-second video. If you stick to this, it's going to make filming your video so much easier. So the first thing you want to do is introduce yourself. Again, an example for myself is, hey, what's going on? My name's Jeff, and I'm the founder of BankShow Video. Explain your idea. So give your one-liner right there. Why? Touch on the problem. And you can even touch on why you're going to grow so quickly. Just going to let someone else in. And then this next part, why you? You can talk about credibility, traction, or both. So for credibility, you could say who you've worked with, how long you've been doing it for. Pretty self-explanatory. You could also talk about traction. For a lot of us who are just starting a new business, we won't have traction, but if you do have it, definitely touch on it, because these people at Y Combinator and different accelerators and different investors, of course, they'd rather invest in a company that has some traction, because then you're kind of betting on a sure thing. Last part is the call to action. So here's something that I don't usually see in the videos, and you probably don't usually see in the videos. When you usually see a founder video, they just kind of let it simmer off. Or a lot of the Y Combinator videos, they'll say, see you in Mountain View or see you in California, and then they kind of nervous laugh. We're not going to be doing those in our videos. So what I suggest you guys do is you show people how you communicate. You show these investors how you communicate. This is a test. Every piece of this is a test. How you do one thing is how you do everything, is how they're viewing this. That's the lens they're looking at this through. So they want to see how you pitch. So make a call to action. So an example of something I could do for mine, I run a company called Bang Show Video, is if you'd like to learn more, go to bangshowvideo.com, book a call, and let's talk. See, and then it gives them like, oh, whoa, this person can actually sell themselves. Because remember, they're seeing how well you communicate as the face of your company. So show them what you got. So guys, I'm going to look at some of the questions right now coming up in chat. So Sandeep has a question. We followed a different structure, name or what we currently do for the company, and what we plan on doing going forward. Okay. 3 co-founders, so about 25 seconds each. I love how you section that out. Our understanding was that the whole application talks about the company, and the brief for the video was to talk about us. Potentially, this framework that I'm giving you is just based on what I've saw. So I've gone through about probably 20 to 30 videos a day for the last few days, and this is a good structure to follow just because it's really easy to fit into 60 seconds. So maybe try it out, see if it works for you, and if not, you can always go back to your old framework. But I love how you're separating it per co-founder. Yeah, of course. So guys, does that make sense? Feel free to take a screenshot of this. I feel like it'll really help everyone. So my question is, do you think that this framework will help you know what to say in your video? Give me your yes or no. Cool. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Maureen. Cool. Yeah, it makes it simple, right? We're going to look at it again. Like, you just have to remember 5 things. You don't need a script for this. It's just introduce yourself, explain your idea, why you, call to action. Sandeep, you said it perfectly. So Sandeep said, I think the key takeaway is frameworks. Different people will adapt the information differently. Exactly. That's exactly it. Definitely easy to follow. 3. Perfect. Thanks. So let's keep going, guys. Step 2, lighting your video. This is the second part of the blueprint, and this is going to make a huge difference in going from having your video look amateur to making it look professional. So first, I'm going to give you an example of what not to do, and then we're going to look at an example of what to do. Maureen, this is so important, of course. So here's an example of what not to do. So when you first look at it, it doesn't really look that bad. And I apologize to this guy for using him as an example. Guys, I'm just nitpicking here, but I know it's like cancel culture and stuff right now, and you're not supposed to say bad things about other people, but my main goal is to help you make a good video. So if I ruffle some feathers, I'm going to do it. So if you think I'm being mean or harsh, I'm sorry, but I want to get you the end result. So here are the things that are bad about this. He's filming at night with overhead light only. This is what you see. I'm sure you guys have noticed. A lot of founder videos look like they're shot in a co-working space, usually at night when everybody's gone, which is the only time they can film when it's quiet, which makes sense. But at the same time, remember, you guys are getting, the investors are analyzing every part of your video. And they're analyzing you. They're not just investing in your idea, they're investing in you as the person. And when you look at a guy like this with this unflattering overhead lighting, when you only have overhead lighting, it creates dark circles under your eyes like this. It makes you look really tired and a lot older than you really are. And then when you're in a startup, you got to have a lot of energy. And if they, as the VCs, see you, as the investors, they see you and you got dark circles under your eyes, they're going to think, is this person going to be able to work on this company for the next 5 to 10 years and crush it? So don't have any asterisks. Don't do filming at night with overhead lighting. Here's what to do instead. You want to film during the daytime next to a window. So here are two great examples of past YC founders who filmed by a window. So what they're doing is, if you look at me talking in the screen right here, I know I got a big face. I hope I'm not taking up the whole thing, but let's say that my hand is the window. They're both looking straight out to the window like this. So they're looking at it. But what you can also do is you can also have the window, again, my hand is the window, to this side. And that's actually how I'm filming this webinar right now. I've got a window about an arm's length away from me, and what that's doing is it's casting a natural light on my face. So compare that to what we've got going on here, where if you're filming at night and you only have overhead lighting, you're going to get dark circles under your eyes. If you film with natural lighting during the daytime with a window, you can either shoot from the side like I'm doing right here, and it gives a little bit of a cinematic effect and a little bit of depth. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a shadow over here. You see that in movies a lot. Or you could do what these people are doing right here, where, say my hand is the window, they're just looking into the window. Both options work. It's more of a style preference. So does that make sense? Do you guys think this lighting trick could work for you? Okay, cool. Jess, such a good tip. Would it be bad to shoot outside? We're going to get to that in a sec. I missed Sandeep. So Sandeep says he lives right next to the main road, the most congested city in the world. Window is not an option. Okay, if you are going to use lighting, here's what to do. It's very similar, but what you want to do is you want to shoot with one light. You want to turn off all the lights, and then you want to take one light and you want to have it 45 degrees. Here, let me come out. You want, see how my fingers are, it looks like they're just brushing the camera. You want to be able to have your fingers brushing your light source 45 degrees off camera. If you do that, you will get the exact same effect that I have going on right now with natural lighting, but you will be able to do it at nighttime. So, Sandeep, I hope that answers you. Sri, would it be bad to shoot outside? Shooting outside looks great, honestly, but again, you have the sound issues and there's a lot of variables. When you shoot inside in a room that you can control the variables. So that's why I prefer to shoot inside. So going back to your question, my CTO is in Germany, so a different country, and I'm in Japan. Tucci, to have some architecture in the background? No, I think that's great. And we're going to touch on background later, but another key component of these videos is to make yourself memorable in as many ways as possible. You could do that through the backgrounds, you could do it through what's on your shirt. And so, Sri, great idea right there. If you can make it work where the sound is quiet, 100% have Japan in the background, because then when people see your video, they'll think Sri, Japan. Kind of like when people see a video of me, they think, oh, surfer bro, talking dude. Like, I know that's how people perceive me, so a lot of the times I'll actually bolster that up, and I'll even have a photo of surfing in the background, or even a surfboard in the background, just to play off of that memorability. Brandon, could you repeat that? Brandon, could you write down what you wanted me to repeat? Cool. So guys, do you think this lighting trick will work for you? Basically, to recap, it's you're either filming into the light during the daytime, or you're filming 45 degrees. Basically, as long as you're not filming at night, it's going to look better. Yes, yes. Okay, cool. You guys ready to move on to the next tip? Okay, Jess asks, is using a yellow light okay? Could you elaborate on that? I want to hear what Jess has to say about this yellow light, because usually I would say no. Okay, so Jess says, the lights I have at night give off a yellow color. They aren't bright white, they're LED. They give off a yellow color. So again, Jess, I would suggest that you film during the daytime, just like we've been talking about. That way you don't have to worry about having that yellow background, because as you can see in this guy's video, he's got that yellow background he's having the same issue that you were talking about. So guys, hopefully we've got lighting nailed. Now let's go on to the next tip, filming your video. And let's talk about the best settings in framing to use, even if you're filming on a smartphone. So this is a huge tip right here. First, you want to make sure you're filming in 24 FPS. This looks best. This is actually what theater movies are shot in. They're shot in 24. And you could actually film like that on your iPhone or your smartphone. So hopefully most of you guys have iPhones, right? Let me know if you have an iPhone or an Android. If you have an Android, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you how to do that right here. That's a Google. iPhone Maureen. Okay, cool. Jess, iPhone, cool. So guys, if you have an iPhone, I'm going to walk you through how to switch to 24. And this is how you want to shoot your founder video, just because it's going to look the most visually appeasing and cinematic. And if you have an Android, I'm sorry, you're going to have to Google how to shoot in 24 FPS. So check this out. iPhone. Okay, cool. Most of you guys have iPhones. I'm only seeing iPhones right now, which is great. Just letting someone into the room. Cool, guys. So if you could see my phone, what I'm going to do to switch to 24 FPS is I'm going to go to settings and then scroll down to camera. We're going to click camera, and then you're going to see this screen right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to change something around here where it says record video. And you're going to make sure that it says record 4K or record 1080 at 24 FPS. So as you can see, mine says 4K at 24 FPS. Do you guys see that? Okay, cool. So when you're filming your video, you want to make sure that your settings look like that. So again, it's settings, camera, shooting at 24 FPS, and that way your video is going to look really cinematic, just like it looks in the movies. Not quite that great, but it's the best visually appealing look that you could shoot with even on your iPhone. So let's keep going. Is everyone clear on the 24 FPS? Cool. Awesome. So let's fix your framing. So first, here's some examples of what not to do. The first one, he trimmed his head off like this. The next one, way too much space, as you guys can probably tell. And then the last one is an up nose. This is really prevalent for people who are filming on their Zoom on their laptop. So make sure you don't have one of these going on. Here's exactly what you should do instead. I call it the two-finger trick. So that sounds really bad saying it out loud, but what you want to do is you want to make sure there's about 2 fingers to a fist above your head. If you do that, it's just going to look very visually appealing. Does that make sense? Sandeep, yeah, I know. It sounded weird coming out right now. So bottom line is just don't cut off your head and it's going to look great. And then also don't have too much space, because then you won't look that powerful. Like if I film like a video like this, I look like a little kid. If I film like this, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing. And if I can't even film a good video, how can investors expect me to run a company? But boom, I got my 2 fingers going on. Okay. And I've got some good window lighting. Okay, this guy knows how to communicate what he's doing with his idea. Let's throw him some money. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, cool. Yes, okay, cool. So now, could you film your video in 24 FPS and frame it well? Just like we just talked about, I showed you how to do 24. We just talked about having a little bit of spacing, the 2-finger rule. You guys aren't going to forget that one now. To a fist above your head. Yes, solid actionable points. Yes, yes. What about okay, so this is a good question. This is a good one. I like the 2-finger rule. So Maureen asks, what about 2 founders in frame? Good question. Let's see. So they do a good job right here. Honestly, I think they should have cropped it in a little bit more. I'm just going to crop it and show you how I think they should have cropped it. So basically what you want to do is you want to make sure, see how much better that looks. If they had a Jeff and they had some Bang Show video work going on, God, they'd be cooking with grease. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. But Maureen, does that answer your question? See how they've got a fist above their head each? With the 2-finger rule? Yes, okay, cool. Awesome. So let's keep going. So could you just film your video in 24 FPS and frame it well? Do we all understand framing now? And I know most of us knew subconsciously, like, well, we all know intrinsically what looks good, but it's good just talking it out. Yes, okay, cool. I love this. Cool, so let's keep going. We're almost done. Let's talk about your video background. And I say this is the easiest way to be memorable that every founder forgets. Sri, awesome, thank you. I'm glad you're digging it. So here's a good example of a video background, and we're going to walk through why it's great, and then here are some bad examples. So first, let's walk through this good example. This guy is crushing it. There are so many good things going on about this video. The first thing, and if you watched the video after the survey, I touched on this, is wearing your name on your shirt. Wearing your company name on your shirt. So Zoom's not really giving me too much spacing right here to show you, but like if this were my founder video, I would have my company name right here, just so it would be memorable. They would think Jeff Bang Show, Jeff Bang Show, kind of like how when we're looking at this guy right here, we're thinking Asian dude marry AG, you know? And by the way, I love Asians. Like, so here we go. Another thing that looks great is notice this background. He's got some depth behind him. Sandeep, you're awesome. Okay, so Sandeep is saying, Sandeep just jumped ahead. He's talking about the bad example. He's talking about, he's got the fan in the background. So let's just fast forward to the bad examples. So the Middle Eastern guy, I would call that a bad example of a background just because it's bland. He could have done something to make us remember something about his company. So for example, with me, I do video. So you better believe in my video, there's going to be a camera, there's going to be the name Bang Show, and there's probably going to be surfing, maybe a guitar in the background, because that's 4 different hooks for them to remember who I am. So you guys should be thinking about doing the same thing for your businesses. So think about the industry you're in. Also, think about what makes you unique. Like maybe you have an accent, maybe you're a certain ethnicity. Play on that. Someone was, I think it was Sri, was talking about Japan, shooting with the Japan architecture in the background, the Japanese architecture. That's a great idea. So does that kind of make sense? If you guys want to talk further, I'm going to be working with some people and showing them exactly how to set up their background, how to set the lighting, how to make sure it looks great. Because this guy on the left, this is just perfection. It could have been done a little bit better, actually. Throwing in a little bit more hooks to make it more memorable, but visually it looks amazing. So Sandeep says, I feel like a clean, simple background isn't the worst thing, so that they could focus just on what they're saying. Yeah. And then if what you're saying is awesome, then that's great. But why not give yourself a few more chances to be memorable? That's all I'm saying. And again, you guys could take what I'm saying or leave any of this. Like, this is just to give you some more tools in your tool belt. So guys, let's keep going. Does that make sense? So when I say background, I'm talking about everything in the shot. I'm talking about what's on the shirt. Also, make sure that you're not wearing a backwards hat in it or something, or a hat that looks a little unprofessional. So look professional but casual, because remember, these investors, what they've explicitly said is they're looking for people that they could go to a dinner party with. They want to be investing in the company that has the most interesting idea at the dinner table. This guy's a fan coming out of his head. Yep. Yeah, so let's touch on the bad examples. So the first one with the Middle Eastern guy, it's just there's nothing going on back there. He could have used it to his advantage. And then for the African man, he's putting the focus on the ceiling, which isn't even really that cool of a ceiling. Now, if there was like a French ceiling going on and you were from New Orleans, my girlfriend and I are in New Orleans right now, fun fact, then that can make sense. That could be memorable if I were to talk about New Orleans in the video. But keep it simple. Fewer things, the better. Throw some things that could be memory hooks. So let's keep going. Are you guys going to use video backgrounds to stand out? If so, write in the chat something you're thinking about doing. Are you going to have something written on your shirt? Is there a little prop that you're going to have either in your hand, on a coffee cup, in the background, like green screens? Not like green screens, because that you could run the risk of looking a little hokey, but just subtle artifacts. So I touched on, like in my video, I'm just going to have a camera as a prop somewhere in the shot. Okay, Jess says she's going to have a map in the background and a cool shirt with my logo on it. Perfect. That's great. Cool shirt with my logo on it. Yeah, so an easy way to crush the background is logo on the shirt. Probably going to make some t-shirts really quick if possible and try some sound checks outside. Sri, crushing it right there. Awesome. Okay, guys, last part, step 5 of the 5-step founder video blueprint. Let's get into it. So we're going to talk about presenting on camera. We're going to talk about how to be engaging and stand out. So if you guys remember on those surveys that you filled out, literally this was the second most common question. So the most common one was knowing what to say, and the last one was presenting on camera and making it so you don't sound like a robot. So we're going to spend some time on this and making sure you guys nail it. Because the worst thing you could do is sound like a robot. And the second worst thing you could do is reading a script. When it comes to Y Combinator, I keep bringing up Y Combinator, but this works for attracting any kind of investor, but Y Combinator is just having their applications due in the next week and a half. So that's why we're really focusing on them. They explicitly say, if we can see that you're reading a script, we're going to stop watching application. So make sure that you're not reading from a script. So remember, this is where you show how you communicate your idea as the face of your company. So my 3 biggest tips are the 3-take rule, 10% more, which I'll explain, and then karaoke beforehand. I know they sound weird, but let's get into it. Don't knock it till you rock it, okay? So the 3-take rule, when you're practicing your videos, you only want to practice them up to 3 times per session. So here's what I mean. Try it out once. So maybe you have your 5 bullet points and just be like, okay, 5 bullet points. Hi, my name's Jeff, and I'm the founder of Bang Show, boom, boom, boom. And then you get to the call to action. Awesome. Try it 2 more times and then stop. You're done for the session. Because as you probably realized before, like this is a tip from Hollywood actors, is after the 3rd try, then stuff just goes downhill really fast. You start getting pissed off. You start getting tight in your chest. If you notice, if you've ever tried to make a video before, the more times you do it, the tighter and tighter you get. Well, we just want to keep you loose, so the 3-take rule. In my video, I'm not reading off it. So we got some questions right here, or some comments. In my video, I'm not reading off a script, but the feedback is that I'm kind of robotic and it sounds like I'm reading off a script. Some tips on delivery. Yep, I got a ton of them. So that leads me into my next one, 10% more. So kind of like how Soondeep was just touching on, is he was saying that he sounds robotic, or he's told that he sounds robotic. And I'm sure, like, at a dinner party, Soondeep, you're probably super interesting. You're probably, I bet no one would accuse you of being robotic at a dinner party. You know what I mean? And it's not your fault. It's because that video, when you're on video, it sucks out our energy. So what I suggest that you do is you bring 10% more. So me, I'm personally an introvert. If you find me in the streets during the daytime, then I'm talking like this. I'm talking normal, but I know that when I get on video, if I would talk like this, then I would sound like the most boring person on earth. So when I jump on, it's still me, but it's me with 10% more. Does that make sense? So it's still you, you're just adding 10% more. Okay, cool. Yes, Sandeep just said, could feel the effect as you withdrew. So Jess said, increase your energy. Yes, that's exactly it. So again, I'll give you another example. So this is Jeff during the daytime, introvert. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, just I'll get a pack of M&Ms. Okay, awesome, thanks so much. But Jeff on camera, I'm a little bit more expressive. And if you notice, oh, my hands are out here too. Another issue that you'll see on some founder videos is they're like this. You could use a little bit of NLP in the videos. That's a little too much for this right here, but if you have your arms open like this, it's very welcoming. It's inviting. So I hope that makes sense. We got the 3-take rule. So when you're practicing, try to just keep it to 3. After that, things are going to go downhill fast. You're going to get tight. And then also, when you're practicing these videos, give 10% more. It might feel weird. It might feel like you're acting. It might feel like, you're back in elementary school or middle school and you're trying to be in a play. But just bring a little bit more. It's still you. And then when people play it back on video, then it's going to be fun to watch. So I got a question right here. Should we practice in front of a mirror? Would that help? Good question. I would actually suggest that you practice on camera. Practice how you play. Record a whole bunch of times and you will get better. Appreciate these insights and incremental improvements really add up. Exactly. Game of inches. In the movie, I don't know if you guys have seen Fast and the Furious, but it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or you win by a mile. Winning's winning. And guys, there's some pretty strict guidelines on these founder videos. For most of them, there's no editing, so we can't hide behind any cool transitions or editing or any kind of music. That's another tip. Don't have any music in your video because investors will not watch it. So we're all playing with the same tools. So it's all about those little incremental things. Rip Paul Walker. Yep, exactly. So would it help if we record a few times? Yeah. Guys, no one's going to see these videos. You don't want them to. Record a whole bunch and you'll get better. So this last one is actually my favorite, and I use this with my personal clients, and this is karaoke beforehand. So what I mean by that is, when you're in the shower and you're singing, or you're singing a song, you have better control of your voice because you're trying to match your voice to the song. Does that make sense? Like when you're listening to a song on the radio, for example, and you're listening to, I don't know, who's a good singer? Michael Jackson. Well, when I'm listening to a Michael Jackson song, I'm really trying to match my voice to his, and I'm very aware of what my voice is doing. Well, then, right after I step out of that car, I've got such good vocal control that would be the best time for me to then record the video. Does that make sense? So before you, Sri says, unfortunately, completely tone deaf. The kids will ask me to shut up in karaoke. Okay. Yeah, so maybe it's not for everybody, but it's all about vocal control. If you listen to me when I'm talking, I'm kind of doing it naturally, but I'm really going to emphasize it. Now, my voice isn't just like this. It's going up and down like this. And can you believe that? You know, like, it just, I'm trying to explain it. Make sure there's peaks and valleys. Make sure your voice is going like this when you're talking. So that way you're not just like, hey, my name's Jeff, Bang Show Video. Here's what Bang Show Video does. It's, hi, my name's Jeff. I'm the founder of Bang Show Video. And here is what Bang Show Video does. Also play with intonation, speed. Monotone is the worst. Exactly. Kind of, it's more of an aggressive version of clearing your throat. Well, yeah, so again, guys, these are my 3 biggest tips. I mean, I got a whole bunch more in the tool chest, and it's easy for me to work with you if it's more on a one-to-one basis. Then I could figure out your situation, give you some good feedback on that. But just cut and dry, these are the 3 that should help. The 3-take rule, practice 3 at a time. Make sure you're staying loose. Open up the chest. Sit tall, 10% more. Do you, but with 10% more fun. And then karaoke beforehand. Sometimes I'll literally grab a guitar and I'll be playing a song, and then I'll throw the guitar down, and then I'll make a video. And it's crazy how much of a difference it makes. So guys, does that make sense? Do you think any of these tips will help you present in a more engaging way? Someone said it best in the group already, where it's all about these incremental changes. And I quoted Paul Walker, or not Paul Walker, Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or if you win by a mile. Winning's winning. And guys, it's a contest, okay? Especially if you're going for after one of these accelerators. What do they take? They take under 200 people out of thousands. So it's all about winning on those increments. Definitely the very solid actual points, yes. Even a 1-point improvement in each facet will make the end product considerably better. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Our first try making videos will be massively improved. Awesome. That's exactly what I want to hear. Perfect. Anyone else? Do you think these tips will help you present? Really appreciate these last tips. Awesome. I definitely don't want any more. Awesome.
What do you want?
So guys, today you learned the Founder Video Blueprint. We talked about knowing what to say. We talked about lighting your video. We talked about filming your video. We talked about your video background, including what's on your shirt and the props in the shot. And we talked about presenting on camera, and I gave you 3 tips. So on a scale from 1 to 10 now, how good of a founder video do you think you can make now after watching this webinar and getting those tips? Write in the chat right now. Because my goal was for us to double those. Six to 7.5, hopefully. Marines an 8 now. Awesome. So guys, it looks like we're going up points. Jess has gone from a 1 to a 5 or 6. But I feel like it'll need maybe a little bit more guidance. Okay. Sri is aiming for an 8 to 10. Epic. Usman is a 9. Hell yeah. I want to see you guys' videos. Probably they were at 5 in practices. And then you're aiming for an 8 to 10. That's a double. That's exactly what I was looking to do with this webinar. So that's a win. Okay, guys. So we just went over how to film a great 1-minute founder video so that you can win grants, stand out to accelerators, and attract investors. So at this point, you got 2 options. Option 1 is you could take what you've learned and you can do your video on your own. You've got the blueprint, and I'm confident all of you guys can make a good video. But you've also got another option. You can get help from someone who's been helping entrepreneurs crush it on video for years. So Is anyone interested in option 2? Okay, cool. Sandeep is asking me to pitch. She's like, go for it. This is what I need. Okay, cool. So I wasn't going to pitch if you guys didn't want me to, definitely. Okay, awesome. So here's my pitch, my blatant pitch. I've opened up spaces for 1-hour founder video coaching calls this week only because we got YC in 2 weeks. And so here's what's going to happen on the founder video coaching call. We're going to master the founder video blueprint. You're going to leave it knowing what to say. You're going to leave it lighting your video like a pro. You're going to be filming your video like a pro. Your video background is going to be dialed, and it's going to make you so memorable. And by the end of it, you're going to be presenting on camera like a pro, and you're going to be communicating like a boss as the face of your company. So I don't know if you guys watched my other webinar, but my Bang Show video coaching program is currently $3K. It's going up to $5K in the next month or two. My 1-hour coaching, again, I referenced that in the webinar. It is $500 for an hour when I do it. But for this week, because we're all founders here, I want to offer the founder video call to you guys for just $297. Please pitch, give me the goods. I'm glad. This is awesome, being asked to pitch. So guys, just $297, and I want to sweeten the deal. Plus a video review just for being here live. So this is a live bonus only. This is only if you purchase during this webinar over the next 5 minutes. So I'm actually going to start a timer. And this goes away after the timer. So to get your founder video coaching call, go to this link, bangshowvideo.com/founder. And then on the thank you page, you'll be able to book your time in my calendar this week. It's this week only. This offer goes down in the next 48 hours. And in order to get that bonus review, you got to take advantage of it during this call. So let's do this 5-minute Q&A. And I am going to, please, where do I sign up? So you sign up at bangshowvideo.com/founder. So it's not good for me right now, but I'll consider it in the future. Awesome. Where do I sign up? bangshowvideo.com/founder. So let's go over some questions right now. What are you guys' questions? Throw them in the chat box. What are we doing on time? There are about 4 minutes left. Do you suggest music? No, you don't want to have music in your video. I really need to call Germany really quick. You covered everything pretty well for beginners like us. Awesome. And hey guys, like, even if you're not beginners, like maybe you're just being really humble, it's always good just to have some feedback from somebody else just to help you shore things up. I mean, I've got 3 coaches in my life right now, one for fitness, one for business, and then one for video as well. So we can always level up, you know? So when are the calls? The calls are this week only. As soon as you pay, you just book time in my calendar. So we got 3 minutes left. Is video really that important? Yeah. So like I said, like
I always joke about being fucking
for accelerators, let's just talk about Y Combinator right now. They're looking at 2 things. They're looking at your written application, but then they also want to, they're not just investing in your idea, they're investing as you as the face of your company. Can you pitch your company? Are you engaging? Would you hold your own at a dinner party? If not, that's how I can help you crush it.
For the Educate podcast, yeah, it's because...
What's the best way to film our video with a team in different countries? That's a good question. So someone touched on it earlier, a team of 3, I think it was Sandeep. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So like one of the shows already has 60 views.
So Sandeep, there's a couple ways you could do it. So you could either split it up, 20-20-20, which works really well, or you could round robin it and switch every 10 seconds, whichever you prefer.
That's not too bad for the limit.
Cheers, are working on an at-home fitness app?
And
awesome, cool.
You know, and then for my monologue one that I do, just literally I just...
What should be in my background setup?
Start running.
again, something that makes you memorable, or even multiple things that make you memorable. So it could be, for me, when people hear me talk, I say bro and dude and stuff. So I'm going to maybe have a surfboard in the background, or at least a photo of surfing, just so people are like, Jeff, surfer bro, Bang Show. And it's just a memory hook. And then also I do video, so there's going to be a video camera in the frame as well, another hook. Also, I'm going to have a company on my chest, which you could do as well. But let's say you were doing something with biology. You could have like a chem set in the background, or you could have some chemistry goggles or some beakers and stuff. Let's see. With the video review bonus, we go over in detail with us while on the call. Yeah. As you can see, like, just putting this offer together, like literally in the last couple of days. So
I know, dude. I should just become a Jew.
That sounds good. So again, guys, if you're thinking about it, Founder Video Coaching Call, bangshowvideo.com/founder, and you go there for $297, which is $200 off the normal 1 hour coaching. You are going to get all of this dialed. You'll be knowing what to say. You'll be lighting your video. You'll be filming your video like a boss. Your video background is going to be dialed and memorable, and you're going to be a boss representing on camera. So again, here's what I usually charge. You're getting a bonus. And bangshowvideo.com/founder is where to make it happen. Thanks for the lesson. Awesome. You're so welcome.
Sure.
All right, guys. Time's up. So I'm going to leave right now. You guys have got a couple more minutes to go to bangshowvideo.com/founder. I'll give you 5 more minutes just to be sweet, and then it's going away. But, oh, this is a good question. I've got an accent. What should I do? Play it up. That makes you memorable. Like we talked about, you're looking for hooks to make you memorable. So the accent, talk about it. So for example, if I had an accent, I could be like, hey, you guys, what's going on? My name's Jeff. I'm the founder of Bang Show. As you can tell from my accent, I'm from Australia. It's a terrible Australian accent, but you see what I'm doing right there? Oh, hooks. Hooks. So if you have an accent, I'm jealous, to be honest. So again, guys, bangshowvideo.com/founder. In the next couple of minutes, you are going to lose out on the video review live bonus. And that is all I got. Hope you guys had a good time. You guys have a good time? You're welcome. Okay, awesome. Thank you. You guys are welcome. Thanks so much for coming. Such a great time. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. And we'll speak with my colleague on signing up. Awesome. Yeah, you have the next 48 hours to sign up. bangshowvideo.com/founder. And we're only doing these calls this week. So love to help you out. And whether we work together or we don't, you guys, I look forward to seeing your videos. So that's all I got. Again, go to bangshowvideo.com/founder if you'd like to grab a coaching call and get that bonus review. The bonus review is going away in the next couple of minutes. And I will talk to you soon. Such a great time. Can we email you if we have other questions? Honestly, I'm going to have to say no. Just grab a call, honestly. Like, your time's valuable, my time's valuable, and we'll make sure you crush on your video. Like, it's literally 2 weeks away. Like, yeah, $297 is a little bit of money, but you know what's a lot of money? Getting into an accelerator. And getting into accelerators is all about a game of inches, winning on those incremental little points. And that's what having a good founder video is going to do for you. So guys, I'm going to pop off, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.
And so what happened was, the Koreans were like, fuck you. You think you're going to fucking steal shit in our store? So they got on top of their fucking roofs with guns. And they were called the rooftop Koreans. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah. So, yeah. I remember watching two other things that had a big thing about a Korean shop owner and a file, you know. Spike Lee had a book commentary on it in his movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what's her name also said it too. Can't remember her name, but hey, no, I gotta go to a call anyway, so I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Alice, 1 second here. Let me put myself on video.
Hello.
I will.
Again.
Sorry.
Hi again.
Yeah.
The second. I feel like we're like starting this this run already. Okay.
Yeah. No. How was your day, by the way?
Pretty good. Just chilling today. I did a lot of work last night, so I was just putting up some final touches on kind of the presentation for you today.
Okay. Well, nice of you to do that. You can do it verbally. You don't have to make it graphically pleasing. I mean, we can always do theater of the mind. So, but I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of charts and a lot of kind of some guides. Okay. So I know it's Sunday, so I think my goal is to do it in one hour.
Okay.
And so what I have for you today is so I took the time to scope out. Basically, it's a summarization of everything that we talked about yesterday.
Okay.
And you'll see that, and then you'll see some resources that I've also attached, and also kind of an overview and time frame wise, because you mentioned that in your email. How does that look like with the deadlines that we set for launch, right? And things like costs. So we're gonna take a look at it together.
Okay.
And I know that I did a quote, not quote, but like hypothetical. There's 4 separate videos, and then so in a way that I'll just walk you through it, and then let's take a look at it and see, and we just go off from there. Okay. And then another thing, because you hired me to mainly do the videography work. So I quickly, as I promised, had some idea for, so they call it pitch video. It's something that they have a full version of a minute to a minute and a half, and they also make it into a short version, like 30 seconds, more like just catching the eye or grabbing attention.
Yep.
So these pitch videos. So I have a few ideas, a few concepts. So that's it. Okay. So I'll basically go through first the scope and then the pitch, and then in between, I want to kind of hear your thoughts on that, and then I can always leave the files to you to kind of think about costs and kind of average out, and then think for yourself to see if it's worth at this point to do that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's get started. How was your day?
It was good. Just as a heads up, I was just on a video webinar. And that's why I couldn't do till 5. Is this guy was actually doing a video on the pitch video.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
So he's a videographer of some sort, or that's his business. He published his name and information on the Y Combinator forum, and so I saw it and I was just like, yeah, I'll listen to it. But as soon as he started getting into it, I knew everything he was going to say, and it was very intuitive concepts. So I'll show you the video here in a little bit. Oh, and I'm sorry, I should stop this.